The stairway to the roof is a little dilapidated, but it's clearly been used recently. At the top of the stairs is a door, complete with missing padlock. I wonder who the intrepid individual was that removed the lock. Oh, I guess it's only one person, right? Because she's one of the beauties.
Right, so her plus one. Okay, not her plus two. We're
I
the.
was thinking her
Okay,
plus two, but I
gotcha.
think she was referring to herself as one of them. Emmy shoves the door open and steps beaming into the sunlight.
It's
Oh!
Rin!
Suddenly, a tall, dark stranger appears out of nowhere, standing imposingly in front of us. Emmy flinches back, almost falling back down the
Oh, jeez.
stairs. Catch her!
Oh, how do I do both voices? That's good. That's Rin. No arms, short hair, it's Rin.
Yeah, I know. You were right.
Hello. Hey, yipes! You scared me, Rin.
Wait, isn't she...
Hello.
Noticing that Rin is speaking to me, Emmy looks curiously at me.
You two know each other?
I look confusedly at Emmy. She's that friend of yours? Rin has turned her gaze towards the clouds drifting above the school.
I didn't know you knew this person. I mean,
Does Rin not know our name?
no, she called us Hisao as she was looking at our crotch earlier, remember?
Oh, that's true. The awkward silence lasts only for a few seconds until Emmy lets out a tiny giggle, shrugging the coincidence off.
I invited Hisao for lunch. If you know him, that's just better.
You didn't do the tiny giggle.
Was there a tiny giggle? I don't know I don't know if I can do it justice. I invited Hisao for lunch.
That was good.
Okay. Oh, does this mean I don't get food? Or did you invite him for lunch without the lunch? Neither. I have food for 3. Nice thinking.
They walk to the other end of the roof while I stay at the clock tower for a while, taking in the atmosphere. Not talking. There is nobody else but us here. I guess the roof is not as popular as it is in other schools.
How many schools are you allowed to go on the roof of?
I think that's a thing in Japan.
Oh.
A few, I mean, at least it is an anime. I don't know if that's like an actual thing in like real schoolhouses, but like I
But
see it
in
in anime a lot.
fantasy Japan, it's a thing.
Yeah. A few rundown benches and tables are scattered around the edges, perhaps in an attempt to make the rooftop look less desolate. The small pebbles covering the roof rattle beneath our feet. I peek through the chain link fence to take a look at the school grounds and beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quadrangle and the cafeteria.
What the frick is a quadrangle?
At the quad,
Okay.
a few delivery trucks are driving past the school towards the convenience store nearby. Somewhere, a watchdog barks at a passerby. Somehow, when I look towards the town center, the small town feel strikes me very strongly, almost palpably. The hectic lifestyle of big metropolises seems so far away and foreign here. Nobody has to run to catch a bus like their life depended on it, or get their senses overloaded by the neon lights and traffic jams. I feel surprisingly optimistic about this new life of mine, looking at my new hometown, even if it's going to be mine for only one short year. Finding out about my illness and having to move away from home all came so suddenly, I haven't had time to think how I feel about it. When I step out of the shadow of the clock tower to open, I feel warmth touching my back. The sun shines from a perfectly clear cerulean sky. A cool breeze sweeping over the rooftop makes me shiver, but only briefly. The wind carries the scent of trees and flowers, not smog and car exhaust like it used to just a few weeks ago. Emmy settles on a bench with Rin in tow and produces one big and two small lunch boxes from her bag.
Come on, Hisao. What are you waiting for?
She's beckoning me to join them, making room on the already small bench. I wonder who we're sitting next to.
If we're lucky between them. Oh,
That's
nope.
true.
The corner of the bench.
I seat myself on the corner of the bench to take as little space as possible. It's pretty cramped, but somehow all three of us fit on it. Impressive view. Emmy suppresses a giggle and places a lunchbox in front of Rin and hands another lunchbox to me.
Here you go. Lunch, as promised.
See, you did the giggle that time. It was good. It was much better. Homemade, no less. I'm impressed. Wow, this looks really good.
Thanks. I make them myself when I can.
Conversation dies off as I set about the business of feeding myself. Taking a few bites, I glance up and notice Rin deftly opening the lunchbox and popping a forkful of food into her mouth using only her feet. Even though I've seen it before, I can't help but be impressed at her dexterity. Are we gonna offer to feed her? It's also a reminder of the sort of place I am in right now.
With these people.
Will I ever get used to sights such as this?
Oh, man.
I can't decide if getting used to such a thing would be a good thing or a bad thing either. Oh, we're starting to come around. We're indifferent now. We were negative before. We're indifferent now. Does getting used to this place mean that I'm giving up on being a normal person? Yes. Do it. Being normal sucks anyway. Or does it just mean that I'm becoming more understanding about those around me? That one. I'm distracted from my thoughts by the sight of Emmy tearing into her lunch as if it had insulted her
Oh,
ancestors.
jeez.
She's the best.
She is.
You seem pretty hungry. Emmy looks up, mouth half full, and swallows before nodding.
My morning run always works up an appetite. Which is great, because then I burn through lunch pretty quickly. Helps me keep my girlish figure. What would happen if you'd lose it? Would you become a man?
I very nearly choke on my lunch trying not to laugh.
It's a figure of speech. Does your figure have to run in the mornings too?
Do you always talk like this?
Talk like what? Like what?
I wonder if there's, probably not because of the background music. I was gonna say, I wonder if there's a way I could edit your voice over itself.
Oh, that's a good point with the background.
But with the background music, I don't think I could. At least not coherently.
Yeah.
I think that answers my question. Never mind. So, I struggle to think of small talk and settle on the obvious question. How'd you two meet?
FarmersOnly.com. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. These, yeah. Are they friends or are they dating? They seem like they're friends. Like,
Yeah.
pretty good friends.
I think so.
Ren seems content to let Emmy answer this question.
Someone in the housing department thought that we'd complement each other well, so we were assigned rooms next to one another.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Compliment each other?
Like shoes and a suit. Oh, because Emmy doesn't have
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I forgot about
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Kenny. Because one doesn't have arms and one doesn't have legs. That's why I said it's fucked up.
I forgot about the no legs situation until you said that. Oh boy. Like shoes and a suit.
Huh? Emmy giggles at my confusion.
put us together, and we've got all our limbs. Get it?
Ah.
So, I started helping Rin get ready in the mornings, and that was that. I mean, you can't help someone get dressed every morning and not get along.
I see. She's the one who ties the knots for her.
Hmm?
Rin chooses this moment to interject.
I have trouble with shirts.
Right. That seems fairly obvious.
Really?
Kind of. This isn't helping, but at least Emmy seems to find the whole thing funny. That, combined with the fact that Ren is genuinely curious, makes me feel slightly better, and yet confused. I mean, you've got no arms. So, putting on a shirt seems like one of those things that would be difficult. You know what? I'm going to just stop talking now. It'll save me a lot of trouble in the long run. He's starting to learn.
Yeah, yeah.
He's starting to learn how to talk to women. Rin nods in what I suspect is meant to be a sage manner.
I see.
The conversation dies as I turn my attention back to my lunch. It's really quite good. Yes, lunch.
Tasty.
What an interesting lunch. Yes. Emmy finishes her lunch first and makes a contented noise.
Ah, that was good.
I like your contented noise. As she busies herself with cleaning up her lunch, Rin speaks up.
I'm thirsty. Oh, I almost forgot about that. Sorry.
With a flourish, she reaches into her bag and removes a trio of juice boxes. She tosses me one that appears to be cranberry juice, one to Rin that appears to be some kind of strawberry milk, complete with pink color scheme, and keeps an equally pink box of some kind of fruit punch for herself. Rin dexterously stabs her straw through the top of her box and begins to drink.
Okay,
I guess with her
that's
mouth.
impressive. Like a bird like pecking at seeds, like.
I guess you could probably poke a hole through it with your canine tooth, and then use your mouth to put the straw through it.
That's a good point. That way it has a guide hole. I cannot imagine that she would use her feet to handle a straw.
Yeah. I'm once again impressed by how flexible she is, but this time I keep my comment to myself. Well, saying that she's flexible kind of implies that she is using her feet to do it.
I suppose maybe that's what she did then.
I mean, honestly, that's pretty impressive. I think it would be more impressive to stab it through with your foot.
100%. You'd have to like get a good grip on the straw with your toes, and you know how like straws will like bend if you hit it at the wrong angle instead of poking through.
Yeah. I wonder if juice box designs are different in Japan.
Oh, I didn't even think about the possibility that it's not the same as like the cardboard box that I'm thinking of.
Like maybe they have a design that would make it easier.
Yeah.
Somehow I don't think either Emmy or Rin are the sorts of people to think twice about the way they work around their particular disabilities. Rin especially so. Indeed, she gives off the impression of being entirely unaware that she's missing any limbs at all. Whether or not that's a conscious decision is another matter. I'm honestly not sure.
So, Hisao, how do you like it up here?
I like the company.
Yep.
It's quite nice, actually. I like high places for the view. Thanks for inviting me up here. And for the lunch, too. Emmy grins a 1,000-watt grin, pleased by my response, I suppose.
No
It
problem.
looks like she's biting her lip in the picture.
Mm-hmm. Feel free to eat with us next time, too, okay? I won't make you a lunch, but you can bring your own up here.
No lunch service? I don't know. Emmy looks mock offended.
Trying to take advantage of my good nature? The nerve.
She giggles.
Well, if that's your answer, I guess Ren and I will just keep eating lunch all alone.
She looks so cute in this.
Yeah.
I am suddenly assaulted by the most heartrending puppy dog eyes I have ever seen as Emmy pouts. Kidding. I was kidding. I'd love to eat lunch up here again. Good location, and the company's okay too. Emmy frowns a bit at my declaration of okay, but seems happy enough that I've accepted her invitation. Guess this makes us friends now. We made our first friends.
Yeah, let's go.
Or at least acquaintances. Never
no.
mind. Wow, that is a much more intense bell than usual.
Yeah. Maybe it's
lunch-
on the clock tower.
I guess. Oh yeah, but why would us being closer to the tower make it ring faster?
Oh, that's a good point.
The lunch bell rings, signaling a return downstairs.
Rin, you didn't finish your lunch again. I wasn't that hungry. If you don't eat more, you're going to fade away.
Rin shrugs as if this is an acceptable risk.
Oh well.
Come on, we'd better get going. The three of us head downstairs together.